My name is Corinne Skipper, and I'm a nursing instructor here at North Central Missouri College. I will also be your instructor for this online Math for Allied Health course. I'd like to take a minute and welcome you to class, and also start out with a little bit of a disclaimer. I am a nurse. I am not a mathematician. And therefore, it's really my goal to make this online math course as user-friendly and as little stress-inducing as possible. The fortunate thing is the math that we use in allied health is pretty basic. In fact, most of the way that we solve problems is just using basic math skills that you probably learned in grade school. The goal of this course is just to kind of refresh you on those math skills and show you how to implement it into the health setting. Your textbook, The Calculations of Drug Dosages, this is a good textbook. I like it. I think it does a really great job with each chapter of breaking down the problems and giving you step-by-step examples of how to solve them. The textbook also comes with an online student resource. Within just the first couple of pages within the textbook, it gives you instructions on how to go to the Evolve website, register as a student user, and then you'll be given a plethora of different resources that will really, again, give you another resource to help solve these problems. My goal also, specifically at least for these first 5 chapters, is to use Tegrity and record myself solving some of these problems, just to kind of help give you a little bit better of a traditional classroom type environment, to show you again how to work out these problems. And then if you still have any questions or concerns, please by all means call or email me. You can find my office phone number as well as my email address on the syllabus within Blackboard. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in and start working on some of the problems in Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is all about fractions. And the very first types of problems that we'll try to solve is taking taking an improper fraction and changing it into a mixed number. So let me pull up my document camera real quick. And basically, I am taking some problems from worksheet number 1 from Chapter 1. The first problem is number 1, and it is 4/3. So this is an improper fraction. It's improper because the numerator is higher than the denominator, and we don't want that. So we are going to do simple math to get that switched around, and what we will ultimately result in is a mixed number. So in order to do that, we have to take our denominator and we're going to divide it into our numerator. So I'm going to take 3 divided by 4. And then you just do your simple division problem. I know that 3 will go into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is fraction. And I'm left with these numbers that I now are all part of my answer. The first number over here, number 3, is my denominator. It started out my denominator. It's going to remain my denominator. My denominator is not going to change. So I'm going to take this 3 and plug it in as my denominator in my answer. The other 2 numbers that I'm left with are both of these 1s. This first one right here becomes my whole number. So I'll put it up here. And the difference, when I did all of my math, I subtracted 3 from 4, my difference was 1. It becomes my new numerator. So the answer ends up being 1/3. That's what occurs when I take that improper fraction and I change it into a mixed number. Let's do a few more. The next one we're going to do is 16/5. Again, this is an improper fraction that I have to change into a mixed number. So in order to do that, I'm going to take my denominator, 5, I'm going to see how many times it will go into my numerator, 16. I know that 5 will go into 16 times. 5. Fraction, the difference is 1. So again, these are my 3 numbers that will become my new answer. My denominator was originally 5. My denominator is going to stay 5. I'm going to bring it up there. This 3 up here is my whole number. So it comes over here, and the difference of my math problem was 1. It becomes my new numerator. So the answer, when you take the improper fraction of 16/5, becomes 5th. That's my answer. Okay, let's just do another one. Let's keep on tracking. So the next one that I have is 26/12. Again, I'm going to do my simple math by seeing how many times my denominator will go into my numerator of 26. I know that 12 will go into 26 2 times. Times 12 is 4. Fraction, and I end up with 2. So my denominator isn't going to change. It's going to be 12, so I can bring it up here. My whole number was 2. And this is my new numerator. This difference, the answer that I got down here, becomes my new numerator. So I'm going to bring it up here. Now, as you can tell here, my answer results in 2 and 2/12. This fraction needs to be reduced to its least common denominator. I know that 2 will go into 12 6 times. So I need to reduce this problem. And when I do that, I get 2 6. Again, this fraction right here, this 2/12, it needs to be reduced. Will go into 2 1 time, and 2 will go into 12 6 times. So when I reduce it, my new answer becomes 2 1/6. Let's work out another one that's kind of similar to that. This is my problem. It's 6/2. Now I can look at this right now and already determine that I can reduce this problem. I know that 2 will go into 2 1 time, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. So this, I really don't have to do any further math. I can reduce this immediately. 2 will go into 6 3 times, and my answer is 3. If you wanted to do the math, work it all the way out, you could, and then again, it would look just like this. Since I end up with a 0 there for my numerator, I'm just going to stick with my whole number and know that my answer is. So you can do the math and work it out like this. And again, if you end up with a 0 down here, then you know you're just going to be left with a whole number. Or if you can look at this problem and tell that immediately I can break that fraction down into a lower number, then by all means do that and just go straight to your 3. Let's work out one more problem. 15/10. It will divide into our numerator. I know 10 will go into 15 1 time. I'm left with these. I know that my denominator is not going to change. And I know this 1 becomes my new whole number, and I know this 5 becomes my new numerator. Again, when I look at this problem right here, I can tell that it needs to be reduced a little bit further. I know that 5 will go into 10, so I'm going to reduce that. Keep bringing my whole number over. 5 will go into 5 one time. 5 will go into 10 two times. And when I reduce that, it results in 1 1/2. Make sure when you're working out these problems, if you can reduce the fraction, that you do. Otherwise, it will be counted wrong.